Hey my dear pirates, here on the channel Straw Hat One Piece Theories. And in today's video we will talk again about Luffy's Gear 5 and how the evolution of that power can lead Luffy to create amazing and even absurd things. From simple glasses, as we have seen in the last chapters, to even a new sword for Zoro, for example. Is this really possible within what was established in the One Piece universe? Was he curious? Well, that's what we're going to talk about in today's video, but first of all, so if you want to be a pirate king like me and achieve eternal glory, go ahead and press the like button with all the power of your devil fruit, and if you're new here, my dear sailor, already subscribe to the channel and don't forget to activate the notifications bell, okay? Then join this crew that will dominate the entire Grand Line and the New World. Now without further ado, let's get to this epic video. And well, my dear pirates, since we, the viewers, began to be introduced to the universe of One Piece, we can see that even though the incredible universe is based on realistic aspects, such as politics and issues of our society, we still cannot fail to notice that One Piece is still a shonen anime with many fantasy aspects, and because of that, we can expect the most varied types of strange scenarios. After all, we have powers that range from creating bombs with dirt from nose to powers like Luffy's that make him a character who can change the entire environment around him, and as we saw recently, he can even create something like glasses using part of her hair, completely surreal. Because of this, in the video, where I talk about what we could expect from the peak of Luffy's power, I mentioned the extra content, Road to Laugh Tale Volume 3. Because it was described there that for Luffy, he had already reached his maximum power, the height of what he understood by being powerful. But that is a conception that he has himself, and this was confirmed by Oda in the Volume 3 of the Road to Laugh Tale. Luffy has no idea the limits of his powers and what he can do with them. I even mentioned that this could be a problem for Oda, and indeed I continue to believe that, not least because Luffy might be able to create and make anything because of his devil fruit, awakening, giving his mind the freedom to use it, and create the most absurd abilities and things so that Luffy can fight. So that power is practically invincible. Luffy with Gear 5 was already capable of great feats. He defeated Kaido and Big Mom. He played with Rob Lucci with the power of this fruit of the awakened devil, and in the middle of that fight he takes a part of his hair and creates a pair of glasses. In other words, my dear sailor, if Luffy continues on this journey of being able to create everything he thinks into reality, as is also described in the third volume of Road to Laugh Tale, then we can say that our dear protagonist actually has the power of a cartoon to the point of literally taking a sledgehammer out of his pocket, or who knows how to create a new sword for Zoro whose powers are limited simply by Luffy's mind. As much as many may not like this term, Toon Force, I'm sorry to say that yes, the way things are happening is exactly where Oda is taking the One Piece manga and Luffy's powers. So what we're going to see today is how far Luffy can go if he reaches the peak of his powers. Well, in the last video I said that Oda could create a lock in Luffy's powers so that he doesn't become a completely invincible character, and in fact I believe that Oda will do that. After all, we all know how good a writer Eiichiro Oda is, don't we? But like all human beings, Oda can make mistakes, and let's assume that he won't put a limit on Luffy's powers, where his imagination, boosted by Nika's power, can give him the ability to create anything, which will then be Luffy's limit. Good. As we know, Luffy's fighting style is based on a lot of his mentality. He has a fighting style that adapts to each enemy he faces, either by strategy, as we saw in his fight against Crocodile, when Luffy used water to weaken his enemy, or even luck, as we saw in his fight against Enel, when Luffy had the sheer luck of having his body made of rubber. Because of that, he was able to face the God of Thunder, although the fight was not easy. So yes, Luffy always adapts to each enemy using his creativity, not least because his rubber powers help him in this regard. But now that he can do practically anything and make them real with Nika's power, well, the adaptations that Luffy can do in his fights are as varied as possible. At the beginning of the video, I mentioned the possibility for him, for example, creating a sword for Zoro. Is this possible? Well, I believe so. Maybe not in a way that this sword is definitive and that it stays with Zoro until the end of One Piece, but I believe so. If Luffy wants to, he can materialize a sword that remains visible as long as he is in Gear 5 mode, so Zoro can get some of the power of Gear 5 in his hands. This would be interesting, as in addition to seeing something completely new and different, I would love to see what it would be like if a Devil Fruit user lent their power to a non-user, even for a short period of time. And if Luffy is able to create a sword for Zoro, why not create a climb attack for Nami? perfect Frankie's body beyond Frankie's Shogun, or even create a new slingshot for Usopp. In theory, Luffy could increase the powers of his entire crew if his ability is raised to the last power. Well, unless Oda does what I said and creates a way to limit Luffy's powers. Because the way things are, I don't believe that these powers will have limits, and Luffy will be able to do whatever he wants, and create a sword for Zoro. But now I want to know your opinion on this matter. But of course, if you made it this far, it's because you like the content, so it doesn't hurt to subscribe to our channel and become one more member of our fleet, my dear sailor. And of course, do not forget to press the like button, that helps a lot in spreading the video and the channel. So help us to become the largest fleet of pirates here on YouTube, okay? A big hug for everyone, and until the next video,